What's going on, everybody? It's Brendan. The channel is Dad Planet, and you are watching the One Man Show. You know what time it is. There's no need to talk. Let's get into the store and go shop. Busy day in the thrift store on Monday. It's a weird day to come because Sundays, these places usually get pretty whacked. That coat has a hole in it. That puffer jacket, young lady, do not buy that. All right, so let's go over to the shoes first and see if there's anything that we can find to flip for a profit here. Take a look at these. These look like Vibram 5 Fingers, but they're Adidas. I didn't know Adidas had like a competing barefoot type shoe like this. It's an Adipure trainer. It's a men's size 10. They don't look like they were ever worn, and I couldn't believe the comparables when I saw them. So I'm going to probably list these pre-owned for $50. Let me get this tag out here and show you. The code is V20554. I think that's what that said. They'll cost me $5, but that's a $50 pair of shoes. So what a great find to start it off. Those looked like two different insoles on those Sperry's. And I really don't have as much success with that brand as I think I should, and maybe you are the same, but I left those behind because it's just not boat season, and they just don't sell as well for me as I hoped. Some of them do, and maybe I should just source them more, but I don't. So all right, tell me what you would have done here. This is obviously Doc Marten. They are Delaney. They're the like rainbow glitter style. They're a kid size. See the wear on the front here? In the light and in a better light, they looked very dull, and they had pen marks on both sides, just very small pen marks. But if you look at the toes there's a lot of wear, and I think they were a kid size 3, youth 3. But I left these behind. I didn't pick these up. I don't have a lot of success with youth shoes. The soles are in fantastic condition, and I really just wasn't satisfied with the way they looked. So maybe I could have gotten $20-$30 out of those. I don't know. Would you have picked them up? I'm sure they're gone by now. This store was really busy today on a Monday, but I left them behind because, again, I don't do well with youth shoes, and those didn't look that good. So they were sitting back on the shelf here. We run through the rest of these shoes here. I don't really see anything else that strikes my fancy. Lifestride, I don't think that's a BOLO brand. All right, so the next thing here, you're going to want to start picking these up more frequently. So the brand here is Winnower, and the model on this little power furnace is PF5200. I'll tell you what, these sell pretty regularly for $50, and these little 8x8 heaters, please start looking them up if you don't already source them. I can't tell you if every single brand is a BOLO. This one looks good. There was a recent sold comp for $65 free shipping. I'll probably list mine for $50, and they sell pretty well. So I'm gonna bring that little guy home with me, and then wouldn't you know it, I found a Magnavox big time home run right underneath this. So what do we have here? It is DV225MG9. I actually tested this in store, and both sides were working. So I'll do it one more time when we get home just to make sure that all of like the outputs are working properly. But for $6, the sell-through rate on these is amazing. I will list mine for $70, and I expect it to sell pretty quickly. Next thing here, this is a Super Basque Beret. It was a size 9.5. It's 100% wool. I think this is one of those things where they mixed this in with the Halloween costumes and Halloween props, and so you have to look because there will be regular items kind of mixed in with those that have a really high resale value, and this was just sitting up in the toy section. It probably got moved off of one of the like Halloween end caps, but I'm gonna grab it because there was a recent sold for I think almost the exact same style for $25. So $3 and to potentially get 25. It was a 9.5 57. I'm gonna try it again. I want to keep diversifying my inventory and also challenging myself to list items that I wouldn't otherwise be comfortable with, because it's the only really way to learn and real way to grow. So I don't see anything else here. Actually, this little unicorn, I think that excuse me, I think that is Star Lily for Real Friends. If you find her little like purple, I think it's a purple strawberry, that has value, but the comps are all over the place for that. I saw one that sold for like $16, so I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to leave her behind. I think I've sold her in the past, but it just doesn't look like a very consistent BOLO, and there are too many that are listed on the lower end, so we're going to leave her behind. And saw another pair of shoes on a bottom shelf here. I don't know how you pronounce them. Mephisto. These are city hikers. They're all leather, all black. They have to be dusted off a little bit, but the soles were immaculate. And it's only going to cost me $5 to get this pair of shoes here in really nice condition too. I think they are an 11.5. Yeah, they're 11.5 US, 11 European. Or do I have that backwards? At any rate, they're in great condition, and I'm going to list them for $55. These sell really well. This is a very well-made shoe. It's a brand that I respect, so that was a nice little find there, just kind of hiding on the bottom. This would have been cool too. These are obviously polo canvas shoes. The style is Vaughn, but they were a 17, and I'm okay with size 14, but when we start getting into 15, 16, 17, I really kind of pull back and avoid those sizes. But first trip into this store, we're at $250 listed value. I'm only spending $23, so there's nothing else here that I see that I like, so I have to leave, get my daughter back from school, pick her up, feed her, get her down for a nap, and now I am back for round 2, same store. So pair of Dansko right here. These are Odell. They're like, wooden heel sandals. These look great. This might not be the right season for them. They have like a kind of a metallic, leathery finish to them. They're a size 40. I like this brand and I like this shoe. It's in nice condition. I will probably list these for $40, not knowing any better. Buckle looks great. Again, they're only going to cost me $5. It's $4.89, I think, to be exact, in this store. But I like that shoe. I like that brand. And, even though we're in October, I have to sit on them for a little bit. It's a price I'm willing to pay because they're easy to store. They're very small and certainly easy to photograph, list, ship, all that stuff. So move on and find another, not a DVD VCR combo, but just a regular VCR. Sony, the style on this one is SLV-N71. I'll tell you, there are, I think, 100 or so of these listed for this exact style, but over 100 have sold in the last 90 days. So this is a really fast mover, even without the remote. They want $10 for it. I'll probably add like the coaxial cable and a brand new blank tape for them to use, and price it at $60 because of how quickly that one moves. So again, tested it in store, tape in, tape out. Everything was looking normal as far as my eyes could see. So we're looking pretty good here. Okay, now this is a CMAC gelato maker. And if you look right here, it says this must remain with the top side up at all times. Never turn the machine on its side or upside down, even for a few seconds, because if you do, you'll damage the freezing component on the inside forever. Okay, as much as I trust the postal carriers, I don't believe that I could get this shipped without it like at least rotating on its side one time. And because of that, even though it's only $8 and they look like they sell regularly between $150 and $250, I left this on the shelf. I'm not going to buy it for parts and part out just some of the interior parts. I'm going to leave it behind and maybe somebody else can get some use out of it. But I don't think there's any way that the Postal Service can get that thing from point A to point B without flipping it at least one time, despite my best efforts to pack it. So I left it behind. Would you have done that as well? Let me know. All right, Sorel, these are out and abouts. They're a women's size 5. I sell a lot of these. I sold a ton of these brand new when I used to sell Amazon FBA many years ago. This is a very desirable style. The logos they don't look like they're too terribly worn. Size 5 might sell, it might take me a little bit longer to sell, but I'm confident because of how many times I've sold this exact style shoe that the size 5s will be just a matter of time as well. So I will list those for $30. They'll cost $4.89. And some carts came out here. Didn't really like what I see on top, but I did grab these New Balance 997s. And so the size on these is a size 12. The last two size 12s for these sold for $80 and I think it was $120. I'll put it up. I'll put the comps on the screen. So without being able, and one of the things that's annoying about Terapeak is you can't enlarge the pictures to see, you know, when you're looking at clothing or shoes, for example, you can't look to see what the it's just harder to see what the quality was. And so you can see there's a little bit of wear on the top of these. I'm not sure if I'm going to put these through the wash or if I'm going to try another way to clean them, but the soles are in fantastic condition, and I'm leaning towards $80 for those because I don't know any better. In the comp that sold for $80, again, I can't really see it. So we'll have to take a chance. I think at $80, those were marked $5 as well. And if you total everything up here, $245 on the back end for me, listed value for $27. But in total, I spent exactly $50 to get $495 in listed value for both of these trips. So $500, same store, one single day. I think that went pretty well. How about you? Forgot to show you this last one here. Weird but cute, Lilo and Stitch. This hat is actually brand new with tags, and I couldn't believe, I bought it because it was brand new and I didn't even really run comps in the store, but the sold comparables, I'll put them on the screen, are pretty crazy. What's the retail price on this? It was $28, and the last one I think just sold with for $40 free shipping. I will probably list this at $35 with $3.99 shipping, and it only costs $2. As always, many thanks for tuning in. Brendan, Dad Planet, the One Man Show. Hit that like button if you liked what you saw or you learned something today, and then always consider becoming a member of the Dad Planet family by subscribing and hitting the bell notification icon so that you know every single time I upload a video to YouTube. That's it. That's all I've got for you today. Thank you again. We'll see you in the next video.